All right, welcome everyone. Tonight is a 60-minute Vinyasa flow. My name is Emily. For those who are tuning in to us, welcome. And for all those in person, welcome again. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position with some breath work. So if tonight that seated position means legs out, that's totally fine. If it means cross-legged, whatever feels best in your body. We're just going to close down our eyes. And without counting our breath, we're just going to start making our exhales longer than our inhales. That's all we want to do. Nice and easy. No effort needed. Just exhale a little bit longer than you inhale. We'll take a couple more just like that. Now, if you haven't already sealed your lips, option to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Again, nice and easy breath, just keeping the exhale a tad bit longer than the inhale. On your inhale, see if you can fill the whole belly with air, starting from the low belly all the way up to the very top of the lungs. And exhale, let it go top to bottom. So we inhale deep from the low belly, bottom to top. Maybe even hold for half a second and then exhale top to bottom. Beautiful. A couple more just like this. With every exhale, see if you can get a little bit deeper. Let one tiny bit of tension you're holding onto release. Just let it go. For the next 60 minutes, we don't need it. All we need is this air that we're breathing, this light in the sky, and the calm we can cultivate when we actually turn inward and let ourselves be still. As you continue this breath, maybe thoughts come to mind of all the things that we wish we should be doing, we think we should be doing throughout this time. I think this time of stillness, global stillness perhaps, is lasting a little bit longer than we may have originally thought. So these ideas of feeling like you need to start adding a lot back more into your life, all these things may start to creep in. Again, for this time, just let it go. We are here connecting to the earth through this grass. We are connecting to the sunset through the sky, and that's all we need. Wherever you are, 3 more cycles. Deep exhale through the nose like the sound of the ocean. Let it calm the body. You may even let the body rise as you inhale, let the wave happen, and exhale, let it gently fall. After your last exhale, feel free to flutter open your eyes. We're going to continue our breath. This time we're going to let our arms rise overhead with our inhale, and exhale, just bring them through heart center. Couple more. Inhale, rise, arms overhead. Exhale, bring them through heart center. Now continue this at your own pace. See if you can rise just a little bit taller with your inhale. And through the exhale, maintain that length in the spine. As we inhale, we're starting our baby salute to the sun, just a little bit of a reminder of this motion. Exhale, bringing that calm through the heart. A couple more just like this, on your own breath. Option to close down your eyes if it feels better to you. If you're just joining us, welcome. Just join right in. Big inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Wherever you are, 3 more cycles. Like we said at the beginning, we may hold things a little bit longer than we're used to, so this is your first opportunity. Maybe we're breathing a little bit more than you might feel comfortable or want to do, but take this opportunity to acknowledge what comes up, to sit with it, and to breathe. Hands at heart center. Keep your eyes closed if you'd like. We begin our practice with one big Om, option to join in or to just listen. Let the reverberations, let the vibrations just wash over you. If you're joining us, big inhale. Exhale all your air. Inhale for Om. Isn't that incredible? The planes joined in. Flutter open your eyes. Hands can come to the knees. We're just going to gently roll over the knees. I'm going to turn this way. We're going to come to a tabletop position. Now in this position, make sure your knees are right below your hips and your hands are right below your shoulders. We're just going to start with a few gentle hip circles. So start whichever way you'd like. Big circles. If you find a point of tension, feel free to just hold there. Breathe into it. See if you can let it go. As you continue, maybe switch directions. I'm going to turn and face you. Speed is however fast or slow you'd like. Breath is full. After your last circle, come to stillness in the center. Reset your alignment if it's changed a little bit. And from here, we're just going to inhale, extend the right leg back behind you, and just hold. Now rooting into the right palm, the same palm as the leg that is lifted. See if you can maybe float your left fingertips and perhaps extend long. We hold here for 3 breath cycles. Check in with that hip. Is it raising up to the sky? Are you opening up, or can you square that hip point down? One more full inhale, deep exhale, and then just float the hand and knee down to the earth. Maybe circle out that wrist if it was getting tight. And we go to the other side. In your tabletop position, inhale, left leg extends back. After this, I'll do the same side as you. We hold here, option to take our left, or our right fingertips rather, float and maybe extend. Rooting down into the left palm, we hold for 3 breath cycles. If it starts to get sticky, dive into that low belly. Make sure the core is turned on. One more big inhale and deep exhale. Float everything down to the earth. Take a few gentle hip circles here. Maybe rolling out that wrist on the opposite side if it started to get tight. Now adding on from here, come to stillness in the center. Inhale, right leg lifts. This time I'm mirroring. So right leg lifts, option to extend the opposite arm. If you're working on that hold, stay here. If not, we're gonna bring slowly the knee to meet the elbow, hold, and then inhale, extend long. We continue, exhale, knee meets elbow. Inhale, extend long. 3 more just like this, on your own. Exhale, we crunch. Inhale, we extend. When you are finished, come to stillness in your hold. Inhale, get a little bit longer, reach a little bit farther back, a little bit farther forward, and exhale, let it go. Same thing, other side. Inhale, left leg extends back, we hold. Option to float the opposite arm. Big inhale, add the length, and exhale, we crunch in. Same thing here this time, on your own breath. 3 more wherever you are. Beautiful. Feel the spine start to release with movement, not necessarily with stretch. Isn't that beautiful? When you are finished, you come to a hold. Inhale, get a little bit longer, a little bit farther back, and exhale, let it go. Gentle hip circles 1 more time. Now from here, I'm going to turn and face sideways again. We're going to float our knees up just a little bit, preparing for our first downward dog. So the flow is inhale, we rise our knees. Exhale, we let them fall. We do this 3 times and then we send it up for down dog. So option to tuck the toes or leave them, either way. I'm going to tuck mine for stability and for better transition. All together, we inhale, rise 1 inch. Exhale, let it go. Keep the core turned on. Inhale, rise 2 inches. Exhale, let it go. Last one before we go up. Inhale, rise 3 inches, hold. And exhale, let it go. Downward facing dog. Let this be the first big release. Feel free to pedal out your feet, your knees. If you need a couple of big knee bends and then extend, that is okay. Whatever feels good in your body. We're going to come to stillness in our down dog. Inhale, look forward. Baby steps travel to the top of your mat. Hands meet the shins. We find a halfway lift, flat back. Crown of the head shooting energy forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, arms scoop up. We rise all the way up. Overhead, hands touch. And palms come to center. Maybe close down the eyes. Breathe 1 full breath here. Exhale. Flutter your eyes open. We continue on. Facing the short edge of your mat, we're going to find our sun A. So inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, hands meet the shins, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot steps back, left foot back, lower the knees. Untuck your toes from here. We're all going to take a first modified Chaturanga here. So we're going to lower our elbows all the way down, kiss the sides of your chest, and we lower down onto the ground. Again, take a look at Amanda for all the way down. From here, we're going to just scoop up and rise baby cobra. And then exhale, forehead touches the mat. Inhale, rise through tabletop, tuck the toes, send it all the way back, downward facing dog. Every time we find downward facing dog, you get 1 full breath cycle, option for a clearing breath. Exhale all your air. Inhale, look at the top of the mat, travel up. Hands find shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We continue on. Inhale, rise all the way overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot back, right foot back. Now hold in this high plank. From here, option always to lower the knees and lower all the way down to your belly, or We inhale, shift forward just a little bit. We lower halfway down, and then we flip the toes for upward facing dog. In this upward facing dog, knees are lifted off the mat, pushing into the hands and the tops of the feet. Exhale, scoop the low belly and roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, rise to the top of the mat, travel all the way up, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, scoop all the way up, and this time exhale, fold. We continue on. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot back, right foot back, or option to jump back into your high plank. If you're jumping, we land with bent elbows. Beautiful. From here, take your Vinyasa flow. So you lower halfway down, flip to upward facing dog, or you lower all the way down for a Cobra. Meet us in downward facing dog. From here, inhale, look at the top of the mat. Maybe one big hop or some tiny steps to get there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way back up. And exhale, pull the hands to heart center. 3 full breath cycles. As we begin to heat up, water is always an option. Please take it. Maybe our first opportunity to meet that effort, to meet that feeling within our body of hard work, and to counter it with ease. How can we find ease as we continue on? How can we find peace with this temperature, this humidity? We have some time to practice. Now I'm going to turn and face this way, so my folks on this side get a little bit of voice too. And inhale, we're going to rise our hands all the way back up. This time, exhale, sit your booty back down into a chair position. So from here, feel free to have your hands touching right outside your feet for positioning, and then hands can rise up. We hold here for 3, for 2, and for 1, let it go. Nice big forward fold. Inhale, hands meet shins, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. This time, right foot steps back, lower the knee. We find our low lunge. So we're gonna inhale, we rise all the way up, arms overhead. Option if you wanna take a little back bend, really sinking into that hip flexor. Beautiful. And then inhale, rise all the way back up. Exhale, we're going to plant the hands on the outside of the feet, or framing the foot rather. Tuck the back toe. Left foot meets right foot, and we find our Vinyasa. Whichever form you'd like, meet us in downward facing dog. As we breathe in down dog, take a look at your feet. See if they're about 6 inches apart. That's going to be the optimal position. And we can continue this position when we're in our standing mountain pose. Take a look at the top of the mat. Travel to meet your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, we're going to rise back up to our chair pose. And exhale, just let it go. Again, we fold. Wiggle out the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. And we're going back down to the other side. So plant the hands, step the left foot back, lower the knee this time. Untuck the toe, come to finger pads and rise. Other side. Beautiful. Option for your little back bend here if you'd like. Try it on the other side. And then come all the way back up. Hands meet, frame the foot, untuck the toe. And right foot steps back to meet the left. One more vinyasa here. Again, meet us in down dog. Down dog is always your opportunity to take a big clearing breath. Or if you need a bit of a break, you can always widen the knees, come down into a child pose. From your down dog, we're going to travel to the top of the mat. If you're in child pose, come meet us when you can. Inhale, rise, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, chair pose. All the way up into chair. And exhale, rise. One big clearing breath before we continue on. You are in control. You take breaks when you need. You know your body best. We are warm. That means we can stretch. Means nothing more. Continuing on, I'm going to turn to this side again. We work from our chair position. So we inhale, rise all the way overhead. Exhale, sit back and down into that chair. Arms come to heart center, hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. This time, right foot steps back, knee stays lifted. We rise, high lunge. Breathe here. Now from here, we're going to take our hands to our hips to maintain that hip position facing forward like two headlights, and we're just going to step the back foot in just a little bit. So this is our warrior one position. Arms can rise overhead again. Just make sure the hips stay where they are. Beautiful. Now from here, we're going to straighten our front leg and we're going to bend it down for a pyramid pose. So if your hands can touch the earth, that's beautiful. If they want to gently rest on the shin, that's okay. Just don't press too hard. And if that front knee needs to bend, that's okay. Honor where you are tonight. One more big breath cycle in and a deeper exhale out. Inhale, add that bend to the front knee. We rise all the way back up. Warrior one. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down. This time, we just step both feet back to a plank. Vinyasas are very warming, they're very heating. So we're going to take a few less from here. This time, we're just going to take the other leg up for a high lunge. So this time, I'm going to bring my right leg up, come to finger pads, and lift. High lunge, other side. In this high lunge, we sink deep into our hip flexor. It's going to be wider than our warrior one, and that's okay. Now hands come to our waist or our hips. Make sure that hip is square to the front, and just hop that back foot in just a little bit. Still facing out at an angle, about 45 degrees. Add the bend back to the front knee. Inhale, arms rise overhead. From here, we're going to find that pyramid pose one more time. So straighten that front knee and bend all the way down. Hands can touch the earth if they are able. Seeing if the forehead can maybe meet the knee. We hold for one more breath. And inhale, add that bend to the front knee, rise all the way up. From here, exhale, cartwheel the hands down. This time we will take a vinyasa, whichever one you choose, or just meet us in downward facing dog. Your time to clear out any tension that built up. Inhale, travel to the top of your mat. Find a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, chair pose. Sit all the way back down into that chair. Flick the tailbone down so we protect that spine. Hold for one more breath. And then lift all the way up. Continuing on, we're just going to build on that flow. If you need water, feel free to take it now. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, sit down into your chair. Hands come to heart center. Inhale here. And exhale, forward fold, pedal out the knees. You may find a little bit more motion or range of motion every time. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step the right foot back. We go right up to high lunge. From here, we're just going to step that back foot in a little bit. We find our warrior one sinking into that front knee. And we're going to find that flow. So we inhale, straighten that front knee, lengthen, and we exhale, fold down into our pyramid. Inhale, maybe lengthen a little bit in your pyramid, and exhale, let it go. Fold even deeper. One more just like that. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, fold even deeper. Inhale, bend the front knee, rise all the way back up. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down. This time, step the left foot back, option to do a one-legged vinyasa here. Meet us in downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale, right leg rises overhead. Hip points square to the front. Exhale, step it through, plant the foot, rise, high lunge, other side. Beautiful. Right into our warrior flow. So our back foot steps in. We add the bend in the front knee, even deeper. Inhale, lengthen to the sky. Exhale, fold. We straighten that front knee. We find our pyramid pose. Now in your pyramid, inhale, find some length, maybe flat back. Exhale, let it fold. Two more. One more wherever you are. Find even more length and even more. Exhale, compression. Inhale, bend that front knee, rise all the way back up. Warrior one. And exhale from here, we're just going to step the back foot up. We come to a mountain pose. Maybe close your eyes and breathe. We continue on the other side. So we inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, sit down into your chair. Sink down even deeper and hold. What a way to hold a chair pose, huh? All right, exhale, let it fold. Wiggle out those knees if you built up any tension. Speaking of longer holds, thank you, Train. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. This time we lead with our left foot. It steps back. Come to finger pads and we rise, high lunge. Now you know it from here. We're just going to add on just a tiny bit. We inhale, step the back foot in just a little bit. We find that length, straighten that front knee, and we exhale, pyramid pose. This time only one lengthen and deep exhale. Now from here, add the bend back in the front knee. Inhale, rise. Now shoot all that weight through the front foot. So almost as if you could lift the back foot up just a little bit, maybe come to your toe, keeping that bend in the front knee. It's a balance challenge, but we're gonna hold this tiptoe position, me too, if I can, and we're gonna do a couple of toe taps up. With me, we go 3, 2, 1, and let it go. Beautiful. Exhale, fold all the way down into your pyramid. One more time. Inhale, plant the hands. From here, scoot the back foot a little farther back, and then the right foot comes to meet the left foot. We find our plank. Option for Vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. From here, inhale, left leg rises overhead. Exhale, step it through. Come to finger pads and we rise, high lunge. Hold here. Keeping that bend in the front knee, making sure knee is tracking right over the toes, right over that ankle. We don't want in or out. And then inhale, step the back foot in just a little bit. You know where we're going. We straighten the front knee, rise just a little bit, and we exhale, fold into our pyramid. Inhale, rise, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Now we add that bend back in the front knee. Inhale, rise all the way up. And shift the weight forward. You come to the tippy toes of your back foot. We're going to try those taps one more time. Up for 3, for 2, and for 1. Let it go. Beautiful. This time we inhale, find a little bit more length, and then exhale, back foot rises to meet. I'm going to get a little bit of water here, option to do so as well, or just hold and breathe in your mountain pose. All right, adding on one more little bit from here, last sequence. So we inhale, arms rise overhead, exhale, sit it down into a chair. Hands come to heart center. We hold for 1 breath cycle. And then let it go, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. This time, right foot steps back. We rise, high lunge. From here, we go quickly, or a little bit faster. Just step the back foot in, turn it to 45 degrees. We find warrior 1. From here, we're going to bring our hands to our hips to check where our hips are facing. And we're just going to inhale, shift forward, come to the tippy toes. See if we can push down through that standing leg, let it rise, and we find our warrior 3. We hold here. As you hold, check in with that hip, see if you can square it down to the ground. The height might not be super high, and that's okay. Alignment is more important. Maybe arms come out. We reach forward. Maybe arms reach back like an airplane. Wherever you are, 1 more breath cycle. Yes, you can. Yes, you did. And let it go. Release that back foot down. Arms rise overhead. Big release here. Cartwheel down. Find a Vinyasa. Meet us in downward facing dog. And then we find the other side. Inhale, right leg rises overhead. Exhale, step it through, framing the foot. We come up high lunge. Our last high lunge, let's make it really nice, really digging into that front knee. Inhale, step the back foot in just a little bit. Beautiful position. Toes turning out to 45 degrees. Hands come to the hips. Inhale, shift forward, rooting all that weight to the front heel. Come to tippy toes, and then push through that standing leg. Allow the other one to rise. Option with your arms, just like before. Feel free to extend them out or back. Maybe even heart center if that feels best to you. Wherever you are, we hold for one breath cycle. And we let it go. Toe taps down. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, back foot steps up to meet the front. Big clearing breath here. Now from here, we find our warrior 3 holds. One more time, our final balance. Inhale, arms rise overhead. From here, everything moves at the same time. We shift forward, we send our right foot back straight into a beautiful warrior 3 hold. Now the sides aren't the same. It's totally fine for one to be harder, one to be easier. Sit with it, breathe with it, become aware, nothing more. One more breath cycle, big long hold here. Last one on this side. When you're done, just step the foot up to meet the front. Big inhale overhead, exhale, let it go. Shake it out. Other side, I'll turn this way. Last one, inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, everything moves at the same time. Left leg back. Find your big hold, other side. Maybe arms extend long. Maybe you try airplane arms. Keep shooting energy through that standing leg all the way up. Allow your hips to lift. Left hip still twisted down. One more breath cycle. And let it go. Rise all the way up. Exhale. Wiggle it out. One more huge inhale, I promise. Last one standing. Exhale, find the earth, hands plant. We find our plank. From here, just a little bit of core work. We start with a few step outs. We start with our right leg out, right leg in, left leg out, left leg in. Option to take it a little bit faster. In, out, in. We hold for 10 seconds. That's it. Then we're lowering all the way down onto our bellies. Last 5. Last 3. And last one. Lower the elbows down, all the way down onto the earth. When you get to the earth, allow your hips to sway side to side, wiggling out the low back. Maybe you can rest your forehead on the earth. Maybe you can roll it side to side. From here, we're going to bring our toes to touch behind us. Hands come just below shoulder heads, so not far enough forward that we can really press into them. We're coming up for a Cobra pose, but in this pose, we're going to inhale, rise. Everything starts from the back. We send energy through the crown of the head, no weight in the hands. We're sending our torso forward, almost like we're pulling ourselves forward. We hold for 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Option to look to one side. Windshield wiper your legs if that helps. Beautiful. From that position, We're going to come to stillness. Legs come to touch, toes come to touch rather, well really both, and arms come out to a T. So forehead is on the mat, mine isn't, just so I can talk. Now we're going to inhale, we're going to rise, head, neck, chest, and legs all at once. We find our full locust pose. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Maybe windshield wiper your legs one more time. We have one more locust pose. Now you know where we're going. See if you can get all that motion in one big swoop. Come to stillness. Legs squeeze together, toes together, arms out to a T, elbows up. We rise, inhale everything all the way up. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Let it go. Big release. When you are ready, inhale through your tabletop position. We're going to sweep our legs around. We find a seated forward fold. So maybe just wiggle out the legs. From here, we're going to inhale, rise arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge at the waist. See if you can get belly on your tops of the thighs. We're going to hold here for a little bit. So continue that same flow of inhale and lengthen. Exhale, let yourself fold even deeper. On your own, keep going. 5 more. Beautiful job. Maybe you allow yourself to pull with your feet. You feel that release in the low back. When you're finished, come to your seated position. Hands just behind your hip points. And we're going to find a reverse bridge here, but with our legs straight. So we're going to inhale, push through the hands, rise the hips up. Maybe we find a little stretch in the arms, maybe in the hip flexors, and exhale, let it go. 3 more, just like this. Inhale, rise and hold. Exhale, let it go. 2 more on your own. Beautiful job. Pull that low belly in to protect the low back. And let it go. Allow the hips to open. We'll just come forward for a nice counter pose, a butterfly stretch. Maybe shift to one side, maybe to the other. And when you are ready, we're going to send our legs long one more time. This time, bend the knees. We're going to send our hands forward, and slowly we're going to scoop all the way down, lowering onto our backs. We lower for a count of 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Maybe hands rise overhead. Feel free to wiggle out your knees. Just rock them side to side. From here, we're going up for 2 bridges and a wheel, or a bridge with a little bit extra. So hands come beside the hips. Firmly root the heels down into the ground. On our inhale, we're going to push through the heels, rise the hips up. And exhale, lower down. Now option to take one more just like this. We hold for a little longer this time. Inhale, rise. Hold for 5, 3, and 1. Let it go. Now your choice from here. If you want to take a wheel and it's in your practice, feel free. Just flip the hands, place them right beside the ears, and you'll send yourself up. If you're on your bridge, we're going to inhale, rise all the way up, and then we're going to lift one leg and lower the other and lower. So follow me. Inhale, we all rise, either bridge or wheel. Inhale, right leg lifts up, right leg touches down. Keep the hip points square. Left leg up, left leg down. 2 more sets just like this. Really digging into those quads, into those heels to hold yourself stable. Last one. Last side. And slowly lower down. From here, wiggle the knees side to side. We're going to bring the knees into our chest. And then lift up the feet. Hands meet the feet if you can. If not, grab the back of your legs. We're going to find a happy baby. To side. Whatever feels good. Pulling those knees down. Finding that brief inversion here. When did we think we'd be in a field? There are some fun things that we get to do now. Noticing the beautiful sky. As we find this, bring your knees into the chest one more time, and then cross one leg over the other. Feet meet the hands. We pull it down for a recline cow face pose. Just pull the legs gently into the center, into your core, into your chest. Really gentle stretch on the back of the legs. And then gently just switch sides. Other leg comes in front. Breath here is all you. Start to allow it to deepen, but take what you need. If it helps to count your inhales and exhales, you can do that. If you'd rather just let it flow, do it. From here, we're going to send our knees up to a tabletop position, kind of like a reverse tabletop, and then just drop them over to one side. Option for the head to turn and look the opposite direction, just a nice recline twist here. Head can absolutely face the same direction as the legs if you'd like. Now is the time to let it go. No more tension. No more holding. Just release. Inhale, stemming from the core, we rise our legs back up, and we exhale, find the other side. With every deep exhale, let one bit of tension from a body part go. Inhale, legs rise all the way back to center. Give yourself a big hug. And then slowly lower down all the way. Find your resting position. What a beautiful reminder of juxtaposition, yeah? As that sound shifts, notice what you can hear now. Notice what we can hear when we take the time to pause. Sometimes when we take the time to pause, we hear a lot of that grinding. We hear a lot of noise. We think we can't do it. We have to keep moving. But then after that, there's the peace. Gently start to find a little bit of movement through your body. Wiggle arms, maybe wiggle wrists, ankles. Our time is temporary. Everything comes to an end, but it's our opportunity to take what we can from every moment and take it with us. So as we come to rise, on your own, either come to a fetal position or gently push yourself up to seated. Make the conscious choice to keep this calm. Keep this stillness. Maybe keep your eyes closed. When more comes up, just like the sound of the planes, use your breath to let it go. When we practice this practice, no distraction can really get in our way. When we do everything we can to maintain that calm, that peace. Look out, world, right? Nothing's stopping us. Big inhale, arms rise overhead. You feel free to keep your eyes closed. Exhale, hands through heart center. Couple more just like this as we started. Enjoying that pause, enjoying that peace that you built, nobody else but you. You made the choices to get yourself into this state. You can do it anytime. All you need is the breath. One more wherever you are. Hands come through, heart center. Again, feel free to keep your eyes closed or you can flutter them open. We end our practice as we began with one big universal Om to bring us all together before we all depart. Inhale for Om. Little bow to each other. Maybe thumbs rock on the third eye chakra, our seat of intuition. I bow to you. I thank you for joining us in this practice. Have a wonderful evening. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you. Enjoy the beautiful sunset. If you have any questions, I'm here. Hope to see you again next Sunday. Maybe it'll be a little cooler, maybe not. We get through it either way. Thank you.